أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وبعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Beloved brothers and sisters, كيف حالكم? How are you all? MashaAllah, I pray that all is good with the weather which is so nice. The only thing missing from the comfort is the comfort of the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the house which we all want to be part of, but we can't be. May Allah give us the reward related to that. Ameen. I'm not pretty sure that whether you people are asking live questions in here or you will be sending it to my mobile. Anyway, the option is still here in the mobile. Barakallahu fikum. قال الله سبحانه وتعالى يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون. Allah has mandated Siyam, fasting, the month of Ramadan for all of us as believers, as it was on those before us, so that we can attain piety, at-taqwa. So the main purpose for the Siyam is at-taqwa, iman. And we are, most of the viewers here most likely are associated to at-taqwa masjid, at-taqwa anyway. So this is another bonus on top of it. Barakallahu fikum. What I want to talk about are bi'idhnillahi ta'ala simple things, and then I will be leaving it to you people of what we can answer, whatever, if there are questions, inshallah. Wa jazakumullah khairan. As we all know, that fasting became mandated in Al-Madinah Al-Munawwara in the second year of Hijrah. Before that, prior to that, in Mecca, where Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was a prophet for 13 years, and yet fasting did not become wajib. It is a pillar of Islam, but only comes as third. Before that is a salah, the prayers, and before that, of course, the shahadatain, with which you submit yourself to iman. Now, as you know, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam with the journey of Al-Isra wal-Mi'raj. Even then, though the prayers were mandated there, the month of Ramadan was yet to be mandated. So the first stage was that the Sahabas were fasting the 3 days of every month, Ayyamul Bid and Al-Ashura. Then when he came to Al-Madinah Al-Munawwara, the fasting of the month of Ramadan became wajib. But on top of that, it became wajib with options. فَمَنْ أَرَادَ أَنْ يَصُومَ صَامَ. For those who wanted to fast, they did. And for those who wanted it'am ta'am, to give food, they did. But then it came to another level. And that is the level in which we are now. That is fasting for everyone who is able to. And fidya, compensation for only those who are not able to. So from here, let us see what is fasting, what are the conditions to fast, and probably after that we may touch to few things which may invalidate your fast and those things which may not. and we will open the session for questions bi'idhnillah. While keeping in mind, I have got another 22 minutes to complete it bi'idhnillah. So let us begin. The word Sawm means imsak. It means to restrict yourself from something which you may do or are able to do or you can do. So if you can say, if you want to say, Sumtu anil kalam, means that I have restricted myself from talking, I will not talk. This is linguistic meaning. But the technical meaning is the fast which we have. Al-imsaku anil muftirat min tulu'il fajri ila ghurubi shams. Which is we abstain ourselves from anything which breaks your fast from the time of Fajr till sunset, and things which break fast such as eating and drinking and other stuffs. It became wajib in the second year of Hijrah, as you know that the first battle, Ghazwatu Badr, took place in the month of Ramadan in the second year of Hijrah. Now, ala man yajibu sawm. Who are those on whom Sawm fasting is wajib? It is wajib on ala kulli muslimin baligin aqilin muqimin qadirin qalin min al mawani'. 6. So who is a Muslim? A Muslim is a person, of course, who submitted himself to the deen of Islam. That's number one. Number two, in this, still in this number one, it means, what about if a kafir, he fasts? Will it be accepted of that person? The answer is no. Izan shartu siyam min sharti siyam al-Islam. So if a disbeliever is fasting, will he be getting the rewards as me and you do? He may be fasting, he may not eat, he may not drink, he may even pray 5 times a day, but he did not enter Islam yet. Will by Allah, but not the rewards which will take him to Jannah unless he accepts Islam. So that is what it means by when you say an yakuna Muslima. Aqilan, meaning that he is sane in his mind. What does it mean? It means if there is a person who is insane little bit, he does not know, maybe knows little bit and doesn't know other things, meaning that he does not function properly. What about them? For them, there is no fasting. رفع القلم عن المجنون والصبي والنائم. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not did not mandate on those who are majnun, foolish, one of those 3 in this hadith. So here we see that this person does not have to fast, which also means if a person gradually grows up, and for one reason or the other, he becomes someone whom people may call foolish, insane. For them, there is no fasting after that. An yakuna aqila. Baligha. Number 3, that person has to be baligh. Has to be someone who has attained puberty. What does this mean? It means that those who are not yet, they don't have to fast. But are they allowed to fast? Answer is yes, they are allowed to fast. However, if they fast, will they be rewarded for their fasting? The answer is yes. Just a minute, please. It's the camera is not working well. Khair, inshallah. Hopefully, this is better now. Yes, they will be rewarded. Are we allowed to tell our children, order them to fast, even though they may not be baligh yet? Yes. It is the sunnah to train them. As-Salaf as-Salih, they used to teach their children how to fast, train them. Even if the days are very long, even if they cannot fast for the entire whole day, it's good to train them. For us in New Zealand, it's very easy. The reason is simple, because at present we are in winter and the days are very short. So we can tell them to fast, and most of the time, majority of the children, they do want to fast. There you go. Alhamdulillah. What does this mean, an yakuna baliga, to be balig? It means also that if they don't fast, they are not sinful. And if they do fast, they are rewarded for their fasting. An yakuna muqima, number 4. To be a resident, meaning غير musafir, which means a traveler, he does not have to fast, regardless of the reason for his travel, unless it is a safar al-ma'siyah. Safar al-ma'siyah means where someone is traveling to commit a sin. The scholars, they define this, whether this person is allowed to break his fast or not. Apart from that, any musafir who travels from a place to another place, regardless of whether it will be difficult to fast or not, you are absolutely allowed to break your fast if you want to. In fact, the scholars differ big time, which is better, to fast or to break the fast. As he sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, لَيْسَ مِنَ الْبِرِّ الصِّيَامُ فِي السَّفَرِ. It is not part of being righteous to fast while traveling. So this is something which is very important for us to understand. Wa barakallahu fikum. Another issue is that if you are traveling, when do you break your fast? It is from the moment you get out, especially of your city. If you have the intention to travel, do not break the fast before traveling, because you never know. Maybe something will come and something happens and you decide not to travel. Is it okay if you decided to travel and you travel halfway and you broke your fast and for some reason you came back? Is it okay for you, or are you sinful because you broke your fast? The answer is there is no problem to that. Of course, you have to do qada later on, but you are allowed, you were allowed, when you broke your fast, there was a reason which was valid, and that is why you didn't fast. For up to how many days? These scholars have differed. For those who say when you are traveling, regardless of the number of days, wherever you are considered a traveler. For them, on that view, you can absolutely break your fast for all those days. Those who consider up to only 4 days will tell you only 4 days. Wallahu a'lamu bis-sawab. Now, another thing, an yakuna qadira, that you are able to fast. What does this mean? It means that you are healthy enough and you can fast. How will this happen? Or what does it mean? It means that you are not sick, mostly to do with sickness or weakness of your body, which is considered as part of health anyway. When it comes to sicknesses, there are different types of sicknesses. Some types of sicknesses, which, subhanallah, a person may never be cured from it. For these kind of people, they will do fidya, give fidya, and not fast ever, such as certain types of diabetes. For those people who are sick, but probably would be treated and they will be able to fast later on, for them, they do not take out fidya, but wait till they are cured. Fidya is for each day which the fast is. Say, for example, if this year it is steady, then you have to feed 30 miskin or 1 miskin and you give amount of food for 30 days. What is that food? Estimated at half sa'a. Half sa'a is about 1.5 kg, probably a little bit less. So you give around 1.5 kg of rice to those people who are needy ones for each day. So for the whole month of Ramadan, say about 45 kg of rice from the type of rice which you are used to eating. You give out fidya for 1 year. That is for those who are not able to fast. For those who are able to fast, they will wait till they get cured and then they will fast. If when fasting, you harm yourself, endanger your life, then it can become haram on you to fast. And if you fast, then you are sinful. Regarding the last condition, khalin min al-mawani', that is that you do not you are free from anything which restricts you from fasting, and that mostly applies to women. Not mostly, it is only for women in the time of their haid and nifas, menstruation and postnatal bleeding after delivery. They are not allowed to fast until they are out of it and become pure again. So these are the conditions. Of course, there are so many things which breaks the fast, and I would more like to invite, if there are questions, which I'm trying to see in the mobile, if somebody has sent me questions so I can answer, because there is so much which we can talk about, but not enough time for that. So that is why I would prefer it to be through questions. Barakallahu fikum. The camera, sorry, it is so high that I have to keep on looking up and I get a bit of strain from it. Sorry about that. I don't think so I can do anything about it. Oh no, I can't do anything about it, I guess. So any questions, please go ahead. Jazakumullahu khairan. Is there any thing here where you can send questions? I can't see any questions in my WhatsApp or normal message. No questions. So I will carry on bi'idhnillahi ta'ala as promised. Now, there are a few things which needs to be spoken about, such as things which invalidates your fast, major things which are of concern, such as eardrops, eye drops related to nose drops and things. Then we have got puffers for those who have asthma. And then we have got things like whether you are allowed to take shower or not in Ramadan. Things such as applying perfume in Ramadan. Things such as having a shower in Ramadan. Are you allowed to have shower or not? Things like what type of relationship you can have with your wife while fasting in the daytime. Things like, can I swallow my saliva if it comes, or do I have to spit it every time? Things like, can I use toothbrush, toothpaste? Can I do miswak? Now I'm putting this in your people's mind. So those who ask first, I will answer those things, because each one of them, this probably can take me minutes to answer. So I'm just opening the system for you, so you can ask me whatever you want. Barakallahu fikum. Things like, okay, if it is too hot, am I allowed to have shower or put air condition on to have a normal climate, or will this break my fast? All these are questions. Can I use bukhur? Bukhur is where you put the incense, such as sandalwood or something, and oud in those trees, and then you burn it with fire, and the smoke comes. It's a kind of smell, like Indian way is they use what is called as remember udbati, right? This the smoke comes, and people they inhale it. Will that break the fast? A question, very important when it is this one. What about if I use perfume spray, right? Probably with alcohol. Will that break the fast? What about if I forgot I'm fasting and I ate? Okay, what about if, for example, you walk in and you go to the kitchen and you find your wife, she's eating big time, she has, mashallah, she loves food, and you come at 12 o'clock and you find that she has made a toast and some poached eggs and some tomatoes pieces and cucumber, and she's eating. And she was fasting. What are you going to do? Will you remind her, look, hey, you're fasting. Ittaqillah. Ooh, subhanallah. Or, or you are not going to remind her. Do you have to? Because this is al-amru bil ma'ruf wa nahyu 'anil munkar, ordaining righteousness and forbidding evil, or will you leave it because that is rizqun sarqaha Allah ilayh, because that's a risk Allah has given her, so let her eat, and you just ignore? All these are questions, and answers to all of those are here. So let me see if brothers and sisters are interested to find out anything. Please do ask, and I will answer bi-idhnillah. Somebody is telling me how to sit so that I can go higher. Jazakallah khair. I was thinking about that, but maybe it's too late for that. Let me try. Yeah, I feel like a king now. Oof. There you go. I think this is a little bit better. Yeah, indeed it is. MashaAllah. MashaAllah. Allah understand. Okay, now the question of this, there is someone who's asking a question. What can we follow in terms of saliva while fasting? First of all, as you know, that when we are fasting, in normal time, you see the saliva is coming now. It wasn't there before. So when you remember these things, it starts to come. SubhanAllah, every time, for many of us, the moment you start to fast in the morning, you keep on spitting because that saliva is coming in. You're conscious of that thing, right? And then you don't know what to do, and SubhanAllah. So, okay, what is the al-hukm shar'i fihi? Normal saliva which comes, you swallow, no problem to that. It's normal, like, no problem. But you don't keep on gathering it in the mouth to swallow it later. No, don't do that. Normal comes and you swallow it, fine, no problem to that, inshallah. There is no issue that you don't have to go and spit it out. Absolutely nothing like that. Barakallahu fikum. Will my fast break if I swallow mucus accidentally or in public but cannot throw it? Mucus, if it is something within the limits, you solid, no problem to that. If it is something which is too much, then of course you should be prepared to deal with it, just to avoid too much of confusion and differences regarding what the scholars may have said with this. So this is it in simple. Mashallah, questions where I didn't need to elaborate too much. Any more questions? Barakallahu fikum. Now, in this month of Ramadan, we are going to be blessed with so many things. And now, because most of us, or almost all of us, will be stranded at home, we don't know when the masjid is going to be open. So it's a good opportunity for all of you to prepare yourselves how you are going to do Salatul Tarawih, individually or in Jama'ah at home. It's very serious that you have to consider about these things. And then remember that doing tahajjud at home is different from a masjid. Masjid has its own environment. It is made for salah. So the way you progress in a masjid probably is different from what it may be at home, which means that while you are at home, you may have to shorten it, or not everybody can come and pray at one time, depending on who is at home. If the children are very small, they are babies and stuff. So you can't apply everything of a masjid at home. But then for others, there are those who can apply even more than what they can in the masjid, because their environment is different. So you have to consider all of those kind of things. How can we encourage our smaller kids to fast? There are many things. First of all, we know our children, they love incentives, right? We all do. So part of that encouragement, okay, if you fast, then in the end, you are going to get a big Eid, a big gift in it, right? Because you have been fasting. So there will be two rewards, one for fasting and one for normal reward. Now that fasting one, if you have got grown-up children who have to fast, they don't get that one because it's wajib on them. You are focusing on the younger ones. Otherwise, the young one will say, what's the difference between me and him? He has to fast. Khalas, wajib alayh. La yarfa al-kalam anhu. So you don't give him, but that one. Normal Eid you give to all. This is one way. Another way, okay. So every day you fast, you will be able to choose what we are going to make in iftar. For example, many other ways. There are many ways you talk about the lives of the Sahabas, how they used to go through hardships, but they were fasting, teaching their children and so forth. While saying that, however, you have to know that not every child, even at the age of 9 or 10, probably can fast, because there are so many things a child may go through regarding health issues. So as parents, you also have to be careful of that. Remember, if you are able to make your child fast, you as a father or a mother, you do get rewards for that. Wa barakallahu fikum. So if your child is fasting, then you need to teach them what is fasting, what does fasting mean, and what are the rules and obligations related to that. Wa barakallahu fikum. Time is over, but still, inshallah, I will take another minute or two. In the month of Ramadan, if you fast, do Qiyamul Layl, get Laylatul Qadr, all of these are a guarantee. If you do it rightly, if you do it wisely, if you do it following the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, for your sins to be forgiven. We all know that by the time we finish month of Ramadan, in the end of Ramadan, we feel so light weight, not by losing the weight, that's another thing we lose anyway, but by elevation of our iman and the upgrading of our status because of the rewards which we have gained and the sins which must have been deleted. So internally, you feel so great. And if we are given the option from that entire 12 months, which month would you prefer to die on? Most likely, most of us would say in the end of the month of Ramadan, because that is when we consider really more nearer to Allah compared to other months of the year. Wa barakallahu fikum. So let this unique month, in this unique year, come for all of us in such a way that we make the maximum out of it, and regardless of whether we can't we go to the masjid or not, but still we fast and please Allah and protect ourselves from all haram. Ameen. Wa jazakumullah khairan wa barakallahu fikum. Special thanks to all of you again for attending and listening, and may Allah bless you. Do not forget, tomorrow 12:40 p.m. in the time of Jum'ah, though we will not pray Jum'ah, but there will be what is referred to as virtual khutbah. It means similar to khutbah. It is not khutbatul Jum'ah. It is just a reminder for about 15 to 20 minutes, because normally we are used to listening to khutbah at this time of the day anyway. So we will listen to that as a reminder. It will not be two talks or anything like that, a simple one talk as we are talking here. It will serve as a reminder to all of us. Wa barakallahu fikum. Join us on that, and that is tomorrow 12:30 p.m. 12:40 p.m. Wa barakallahu fikum. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.